Hey guys, Rominating Reaper here. So Saturday, first cinema trip of December. I'm about to head in to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Yeah, I'm glad they actually paid that joke off. Yeah, I'm about to head in to see it. Does look quite good fun. I've kind of a soft spot for these dumb magician heist films. So I'm hoping that this third installment will be another fun round of magic-based spectacle. But the only way to find out is to head in, get some snacks, and get seated for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. So yeah, the Christmas tree is up, really in the festive spirit now. Yes, I've got my popcorn here and a Sprite, ready for the return of the Four Horsemen. So, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I'm back from seeing it. This one is, of course, directed by Ruben Fleischer, director of the Zombieland films. So obviously this one serves as a little bit of a reunion, obviously, with Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson. Now, first of all, let me address the elephant in the room, the title. You know, it's great that they have finally paid off the obvious pun, although let's be real, it should have been done for the second film. But in saying that, I was looking forward to this, you know, because the first two films do quite reliably deliver, you know, slickly made, entertaining popcorn spectacle. So I went in looking forward to hopefully getting more of that. And I was also looking forward to the reunion of its core cast of characters. But is the long-awaited return of the Horsemen a welcome one? Well, let's find out. So in the film, the Horsemen have been retired for a decade, having all gone their separate ways. Until one day, J. Daniel Atlas enters the orbit of a new trio of illusionists, Charlie, Bosco, and June, and with it comes a new assignment from the Eye, to retrieve the world's largest diamond, known as the Heart Diamond, from Veronica Vanderberg, the head of a South African diamond mining company, and a money laundering operation for some shady clients. However, the job sees Atlas reluctantly reunited with his fellow horsemen Merritt McKinney, Jack Wilder, and Henley Reeves, as the two generations of illusionists team up to bring down Vanderberg's operation. So it is worth noting that I do honestly have a little bit of a soft spot for these dumb magician heist films, because, let's be real, they are quite entertaining. And so, obviously, I don't think it's much of a surprise to say that, yes, I did have fun with this one. And honestly, it may well just be my favourite one of the three, because, you know, it just quite reliably delivers good, solid popcorn entertainment. So, obviously, in the tradition of the franchise, some of its plot logic can get kinda far-fetched. And so obviously there is that bit of suspension of disbelief required. But, you know, I'm willing to go along for the ride because, you know, obviously the story is just, you know, quite straightforwardly entertaining anyway. But it all works because the film, and indeed the franchise as a whole, has just such a lightness of touch to it, which obviously comes in the form of the effortless chemistry between its ensemble cast. Now, obviously, the returning Horsemen, obviously Jesse Eisenberg as Danny, Woody Harrelson as Merritt, Dave Franco as Jack, and Isla Fisher as Henley. You know, that dynamic is just so reliably likable. You know, they just effortlessly, you know, slip back into it. But I also enjoyed the new layers they added to the group, obviously with them having gone their separate ways and had, you know, differing life experiences and the fallout of a job gone wrong. That's a very interesting direction to take these characters, and they do, you know, play it very, very well, and does make for some quite interesting bits of character building. And of course, we also have the addition of obviously the new trio of illusionists. Obviously, we have Justice Smith as Charlie, who's the sort of nerdy one that has all the behind the scenes expertise. And he very much plays really well off the other two. Obviously, Dominic Sessa as Bosco, who's this, incredibly confident, charismatic one. And obviously, I've been very much rooting for Sessa ever since he broke through with the holdovers. And yeah, this proves why. He just has such an effortless screen presence about him. I also have Ariana Greenblatt as June, who's kind of rebellious and an expert lockpick and pickpocket. She also has a sort of acrobatic ability as well, so there's this sort of bit of physicality to her performance as well. And in fact, in general, the sort of differing personalities of the three play really well off each other, and indeed the established characters as well. And in general, I think that overarching plotline of the two generations teaming up and learning from each other really allows the film to fully lean into the franchise's strength of the cast chemistry. And obviously, rounding things out, we have the return of Morgan Freeman as Thaddeus Bradley, who brings that, sort of sage wisdom with him. And we also have the addition of the film's villain, Veronica, who's played here by Rosamund Pike. And she is very much having a lot of fun with this role, even if her South African accent is a bit naff. But all in all, man, the cast here are just so effortlessly fun and likable that it is easy to go along for the ride. And obviously, quite the ride it is, because of course, in the franchise tradition, where it really shines is, of course, in the spectacle of its magic-based set pieces. Now, obviously, yes, there are moments where, of course, it is a little bit reliant on CGI that does kind of stick out a bit. There's a particular moment involving a bit of fire that kind of stood out to me. But there are some very entertaining illusions and sleights of hand at play here that are just so satisfying to watch unfold. A particular highlight is a whole extended segment in a French chateau that is just full of tricks and illusions. Like, there's one room that is a whole perspective illusion. I get a really fun set piece out of that. There's also a fun little upside down rotating hallway a la Inception. That stuff is just so damn entertaining and just so satisfying to watch. And of course, it's directed and edited with a certain sense of slick energy to it, with sort of cool flourishes like fast pans across the room. It's all very reliably directed, and Fleischer, to his credit, does at least bring that energy as well. And of course, that slick, high energy momentum is backed by a very reliable score from Brian Tyler. Yeah, as a pure bit of popcorn blockbuster spectacle, there are honestly way worse options than this film. It very much delivers exactly what you've come for. And to its credit, the film actually has a few more surprises kept up its sleeve than I expected. There are some quite surprise reveals in here that really do drive the plot and move it forward in quite a big way. And then, of course, in the franchise's tradition, there's the big showstopper twist, which obviously is where some of that far-fetched plot logic comes into play. But to its credit, this one is a very, very satisfying character-based one that I think that it very much works in rounding out some key character arcs here, and indeed the group dynamic at play. And honestly, if that ending is anything to go by, then yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the fourth film has in store, because of course that has been announced to be in development, and so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where this group goes next. Overall, Now You See Me, Now You Don't is a very reliable bit of popcorn blockbuster entertainment that comes with it a very entertaining, effortless chemistry between its cast, and some very slick, high energy spectacle from its magic based set pieces. Out of 10, Now You See Me, Now You Don't gets a 7. So, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Now You See Me, Now You Don't? What did you think of it? Which of the 3 films is your favourite? What has been your favourite magic trick on display in the franchise? And are you looking forward to the 4th film? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.